What a beautiful opening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Community Conversations. Yours truly, Robert Bovell. Listen, today I'm a little dressed down, and so is my guest. We had a very, very rigid, rugged, and all those other words that you can use that's associated with hard work and getting our message out there. And again, ladies and gentlemen, do not, I repeat, do not feel discouraged that you don't have a representative like Dwight L. Davis and a mayor such as Robert Bovell, because the voters voted, the people came out, and those who showed up did the best they could and voted the way they should have voted. And, you know, the results are the results. But one thing that you can definitely know about us, the two, Robert Bovell and Dwight L. Davis, that we have a never-dying spirit for helping the people, not just our people, but people from all walks of life. And the continuality of me saying that just expands to our opening of our show, and Mr. Dwight just showed us that there is a program that's going to be, and I can expand on it, but I'd rather him do it, right. That's coming really, really soon. I think sometime next week, the 29th of September. So we're going to have Brother Dwight on there. But I do want to say thank you, and I know he's probably going to do the same thing to all the voters that voted for Robert Bovell, and, you know, the old 1,028 that came out, and that's even my absentee ballots. You know, the message is resonating. We're in 4 digits now, and I just think it's just going to get bigger and better. And let's hope that the people who did or were awarded their positions hold up to the responsibility of the positions and represent the people the way that the people need to be represented. And ladies and gentlemen, we said that we don't need to go through another 4 years of what we've been going through for the last 12 years. But, you know, you voted the way you voted, and, you know, the results will be the results. Please hold those candidates to their report cards. Let's not go into this next election year with the same excuses and then, you know, trying to give people another 4 years chance. And the reason why, you know, I actually watched Bill Maher, and this is through another conversation with someone too, said you need to watch the Bill Maher show. And there's a repeated show that comes on HBO, and they have a political segment, and I think it's really based on the basis of politics. But he said it's awful strange that the candidates who never relinquish their plan or tell you what they're going to do while they're in office are always the winners. And, you know, what I gather from that is because the type of people, and I mean the people in society, we don't want to perceive someone who's going to actually give us straight up facts and tell us which direction they're going to go, and that gets done. We rather not hear it and then say what happened and take the excuses and roll with it. But ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't but put us in a bigger bind. That doesn't more than put our children in a whole nother level of stringency, and things are continue to fall at the wayside. But the people who hurt in the end, and the reason why I say this, because Robert Bovell and Brother Dwight, we're going to continue to do what we do. We're going to continue our livelihoods. But, you know, to fight for you, it's so much harder outside the box or outside the circle, if we were in the circle, and that's what makes it important. But, you know, I can go on about this. I can't wait to get to my next guest in this program that's coming up. Brother Dwight, thank you again.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bovell, and thank you for all your support.
Yes, sir, at any time, and that's going to be from here on to the next 4 years.
Yes,
but can you, I know you probably want to not only thank your voting base, but can you enlighten the people what the opening segment was about?
Well, the opening segment was a commercial for the Wilmington Workforce Investment Board Save Your Feet from the Fire Conference.
Okay.
And this conference is scheduled for this Saturday, September the 29th, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And it's hosted by the Muslim Center of Wilmington, 2102 Northeast Boulevard. We're asking anyone that is interested in employment, training, or pardon, or to discuss housing issues. You don't want to miss this conference. We've extended invitations not only to the federal United States Department of Labor, but we also have extended invitations to our state Delaware Workforce Investment Board.
Okay.
Those may not be aware that the vast majority of the dollars that come into our state and city to address the issues of employment and training, et cetera, come from the federal government.
Okay.
These are not local taxpayer dollars. And the federal government has what is called the Office of Federal Contract Compliance.
Okay.
And their job is to oversee compliance issues to make sure that, in fact, the people are being served in accordance with the expectations of the contract.
How are these federal dollars allocated?
These federal dollars in this particular case come through a 4-year program plan.
Okay.
And let me say this, it's important to know that the state of Delaware's 4-year plan, 2012 to 2016, has just begun.
Okay.
And so this is the reason we've extended invitations to John McMahon, the president of Delmarva Power and Light, who is the president, chairman of the board. These dollars come directly into the state. And what we're asking the Governor Markell to do is to designate Wilmington, Delaware as its own local workforce investment area.
Okay.
So that we can have local control over all the dollars that's dealing with employment and training that comes into the city and comes into the state.
Okay. Now, when you say from the state level and then it comes from federal, but it's sent to the state and then they allocate it.
Yes.
How does an organization get picked or chosen to make sure that this...
Excellent question. The state of Delaware, because of its size,
Yes.
Governor Markell has designated the state of Delaware in its entirety as its own local workforce investment area.
Okay.
The whole state. So that means that the state submits a proposal with input at certain points through different municipalities.
Okay.
But what happens is, once you've determined that the extent of the problem, say for an example, is 60% in the city in Newcastle County with respect to employment and training, and 20 in Kent and 20 in Sussex. Once these dollars come in, the governor has in fact applied for and received waivers and extensions to not be in compliance with the plans that in fact they originally submitted back in 2008, 2009. So to ensure that the city of Wilmington and those nonprofits in the city of Wilmington are receiving their fair share, it's important to understand the process.
Okay.
Not only the process of applying for these dollars, but once you've submitted your application, how is your proposal ranked and scored as compared to other applications that are coming into that particular system? So if we in the city of Wilmington have our own local workforce investment area designation, then we can establish our own plan, and this is what we're attempting to do on Saturday.
Okay.
We've invited guests to come in, and we're going to be putting together a plan, our own plan, the Wilmington Workforce Investment Board plan for the expenditure of these dollars.
Okay. Now, Brother Dwight, something you said that was really vital. You said they put together a proposal, these nonprofits.
Yes.
Now, is there a way for people like us to look and see who was awarded the money or who's even put up a proposal?
Absolutely. You can go to the Delaware Workforce Investment Board website, which is under the Department of Labor. And as I mentioned, Gary Stockbridge of Delmarva is the president. John McMahon, who is our Secretary of Labor, you can go to their site and you can see who has received those dollars over the years. For an example, Jobs for Delaware Graduates is a statewide program, but they every year they receive a line share of these dollars throughout the state for all 3 counties. So we need to look at Del Tech. Del Tech receives some of these monies. You looking at the Delaware Skills Center, Pathways, all these are presently under contract. But since there's a new proposal going in, there's an opportunity for new employment training providers. Goodwill Industries is a local provider. So Delaware Futures, which I'm a volunteer with Delaware Futures, they are in fact a local provider.
Very recognizable names too. I mean, we hear these names every day, and it's good to see what they do or how they're actually distributing back into the community for us with workforce.
That's right.
Now, I like to sing. Can you give us a reason why Save Your Feet from the Fire?
Well, save Your Feet from the Fire
yes, sir.
Is a saying or a hadith of our prophet, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. and it is a call to prayer, and it don't hesitate in coming to prayer, because we must keep God first in everything that we do. So not only save your feet from the fire to be expedient in rushing towards prayer, but if you're without employment and you're without training, and we're going to have an ex-offenders and pardon workshop during the course of this day, then your feet is in the fire. So we're saying to all of those who know someone, send them to 2102 Northeast Boulevard. If you want help with a pardon, if you're an ex-offender for reentry, if you're looking for employment, you're looking for training, save your feet from the fire and come to 2102 Northeast Boulevard, and we'll be there to receive you.
And before I expand a little bit on it more, what time is that from?
It's from 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
to 6 p.m. The plenary part is in the morning from like 10:30 to 12:30. We're going to have the Department of Labor, the Delaware Workforce Investment Board will be there to explain what does it mean when they talk about common measures.